Right, we are back. Another College Confessions edition of Your Relationship Sucks. Love this segment. My favorite thing in the world, College Confessions. Love it more than anything else that exists in the entire world that includes all my family, everything else.
Have
it's my
known you
favorite.
for a
I'm
while,
super excited.
and there's nothing that makes you happier than a college confession.
I love dumb fucking kids doing dumb fucking things. My favorite thing in the world. Absolutely love it. All right, so again, these are questions that I don't know the answer to. We're going to throw this up on a podcast. If somebody wants to listen to this on podcast, you can find it. You can find it all the other episodes. Listen to those as well. Covering everything that we do. But we're going to jump into this one. And again, I haven't seen any of these. I don't know what's coming. I have no idea. But you're going to hit me with something good. So we're going to get into the initial impression.
I have sourced this material to bring you joy and for you to think on your feet and solve the world's hardest college relationship problems.
That's right. This is all blind. Everything is blind. We don't know. I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
Age or college adjacent, I don't know. The poster is the slightly older one, so You'll let me know. It's a 23-year-old male. Do you consider that to be in the college confession age?
Some people go to college for like 45 years, so yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Very, very good point. But it's a 23-year-old male with a 19-year-old female.
Okay.
We recently became official. How do you deal with jealousy? ? Is the headliner.
Wow. My first impression, I keep calling it initial impressions. That sounds terrible. It's first impressions, 100%. It's the first impression. Mm-hmm. My first impression, I hate this guy. I hate him. I hate him so much.
Why do you hate him?
This guy sounds like a whiny bitch. Just full on, just a whiny piece of garbage. Super whiny. Don't love this at all. Hate it.
Do you think you're going to love ripping on him later? Or you're just going to hate it all?
I think this is going to make me physically ill to listen to this guy's question. Physically ill. Like I'm literally going to get I'm going to be physically impaired listening to this dumb shit this guy's about to say. That's how I feel about it.
Do you think that's because you're a little disappointed it's a college confession, or just I
love college confessions. College confessions is my favorite
just
thing.
That it's not living up, or is it living up so well that you're almost like, this guy needs to go back?
No, I just hate this guy. No, this doesn't have anything to do with actual college confession. I just hate this guy. He just sounds like he sucks. He's just a real.
Well, let's get to it. Let's get to it. We've procrastinated this enough. The buildup is high. Firstly, I would like to state that my jealousy is completely irrational right now. We've been friends with benefits for just under a year and started dating about a week or so ago officially.
Mm-hmm. Hate him still. Still hate him. Keep going. Hate him. Really fucking hate him.
She's great and super loyal and extremely trustworthy. Right now, she's out for lunch with a guy. She's apparently known him for...
It's a real-time confession? This is a real-time confession. Jesus, I fucking hate this guy. Keep going.
She's apparently known him for forever. He's 21. I've met him. He seems nice. I literally have nothing to worry about, and I'm jealous and I don't know why.
Yes, you do.
How do you deal with irrational jealousy, especially when you know it's not important? I haven't mentioned this to her because I know it's dumb and immature, but does anyone have any advice on dealing with jealousy in a relationship when you know it's not rational to be jealous?
Is that the end of the question?
Yeah, that's it.
This guy said the word irrational way too many times. Stop fucking overcompensating, dude. There's definitely a part of you that thinks it's a rational fear that you have. Whether it is or not, I don't know. I have no idea. You gave me literally nothing about your girlfriend other than the fact that this is a real-time confession. This is the first real-time confession we've ever had.
Yeah.
This is an aggressive, okay. If it's an irrational fear, if it's a genuine irrational fear, that's not a real-time concern, right? It's not a real-time concern. Because during the time, you'll be like, yeah, this sucks or whatever. But the little part of you is like, don't worry about it. This is kind of irrational, right? You took the time out of your day. Like, you were like, hey, what's up? She's like, nothing, about to eat. You were like, cool, where at? She's like, I don't know, Panera. I don't know where people eat. And you're like, awesome. By yourself? Question mark. Hopeful? Question mark. Right? And she's like, no, with Phil. Right? And you're like, boom.
Boom.
Bomb dropped. Right? Fucking Hiroshima inside of you. Right? You're sitting there and you're like, oh, fuck. Phil is about to have sex with my girlfriend. That's what went through your head. Like, that's exactly what went through your head. Probably the verbatim conversation that you had, honestly. And that's a real fear, dude. Like, that's a real thing to be scared about. Not because she would cheat on you or any of that, but because you think she would cheat on you. You don't have an irrational fear of this if you don't think something is possible, right? So this isn't an irrational fear. So stop trying to fucking play it cool and be like, oh, I'm super self-aware and I understand that everything is irrational and all this. No, you don't, dude. You don't fucking think it's irrational. Like, you think it's a real thing. That's why you're asking for fucking help, right? Like, nobody has, like, literally not one person I know that has an irrational fear of something is asking other people on how to solve it. They don't. They absolutely don't. Because if it's irrational, you think in your head, this is irrational. Now, you still might be fearful of it. It still might cause you a little bit of stress, but you go, oh, we'll figure it out. It's irrational. When it's real, when it's a rational fear, when it's a real thing in your head, that's when you ask for help. Because you're like, look, I'm fucked. What do I do? Right? Like, that's how it works. Because crazy people don't know they're crazy. Right? Crazy people don't know they're crazy. That's how it works. You know what I mean? So if you think it's an irrational fear, you wouldn't be asking this question. So stop with the bullshit of, oh, okay, let me be irrational, and, you know, I get it's irrational, and we're all irrational, and blah, 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 fucking irrational. No, bro, you're scared for a reason. Now, that might be because of something she did. It might not be. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But his question is, what do I do about a fear? Forget that it's irrational, because, again, that doesn't matter. What do I do about a fear? Nothing. There's literally nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You have to figure out, how can I trust this girl, right? How do I trust this young woman? That's the question, right? Because you obviously do not trust her. You obviously don't trust her. I'm not saying that's her fault. I'm not saying that's your fault. I'm not saying any of those things. I don't know. You didn't give me enough information. All I know is that Phil was fucking your girlfriend at lunch, and you are not trustworthy of that. Right? That's all I know. That's the only thing I know based on everything you said. What that tells me is that you need to work on learning how to trust other people, or stop being with people you don't trust. Right? So it's one of those two things. So the very first thing you need to do is figure out, do I trust this other person? Right? Would I trust this person with, you know, I don't know. I mean, like, literally anything, you know, my bank account number, that's probably too big at the start. You know, would I trust them with a fucking turtle? I don't know, whatever. But, like, just something, right? Like, would I trust this other person? Do I trust this other person? If the answer is no, understand that's how it is. Maybe scale it back. Maybe go, hey, you know what? Like, we might have jumped the gun on this whole official thing. Let's go back to, you know, to being friends with benefits, whatever. You know, it's cool. It's cool if I'm inside you, but only physically, not emotionally, right? Like, that sort of thing. Like, that's fine. And if that's what you want to be, that's what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what this guy sounds like, right? Like, that's what he sounds like.
No. Being friends with benefits for a year is a very long time.
Well, that's not friends with benefits. That's a relationship, but whatever.
I know, but that distinction was interesting. So,
like, bro, you were official months ago. You were official months ago.
The question is like, when they were friends with benefits, were they talking to other people? Like, is there anxiety about the fact? Yeah, no, I know. I'm just like.
Oh, you're saying did his trust level, I guess, sort of either weaken, or did it become more prevalent before,
like, does
or
he have
was it only when they did the official
it?
thing?
Yeah, because it sounds like all of a sudden there is this distinction where the moment she became the girlfriend, that's when jealousy became more of an issue for him. You know, and that does go back to, it's fine if I'm inside you, but only physically and not emotionally. It's like there is a flip that was switched. But a year is a very long time to just be friends with benefits you know,
Yeah,
without
which is a good
which
thing that
without
that's not what they were.
having
Yeah, that's great.
necessarily not been with someone else. Yeah. So maybe there was something that happened, but I'm curious about that. Like
That's a
that's a
good question.
long
That's a good
time
question.
to
Yep.
be friends with benefits without like having that conversation about being official sooner
Yeah.
if you guys were kind of acting like a couple anyway. And maybe that's a kid thing, like not a kid thing, but a younger thing where you
Mm.
wouldn't necessarily have that conversation. I don't think people have official conversations necessarily as much anymore. And I'm not even saying they're necessary, but there's a lot more ambiguity, I think, in dating than there used to be.
Look, you're being too nice. You guys were fucking official. You were banging for a year. Like I don't care. Like you might have been cheating on each other. Like that's fine. But you guys were like you were official. Like you were official before this. Now it's real. Now you're scared because whatever. Maybe you think it's gonna make you look stupid. Maybe you think like, oh man, now that we're official, now that I've announced it, right? Because once it's official, I'm assuming you announced it, right? Like they're probably some sort of
Yeah, it's like
invitation went out
more
or something.
open.
Like I don't know. Like you
Yeah,
do an e-card for that
yeah.
or something. I'm not sure what kids
You
do
got to
these
put it
days.
in your bio.
Yeah, like something like some now there's some public thing that says like the old ball and chain is Janice Smith or whatever. Like that's the old ball and chain, and it's right somewhere it's public. Where now, oh shit, if somebody sees Phil fucking her, then I got some problems because I'm gonna have some questions I gotta answer. Right? Like that's what this
Yeah.
is. This has nothing to do with anything else. Like now you're nervous, but what I'm saying is maybe that's not something you should be in a relationship with. You know what I mean? Like maybe if you're scared that she's out there with Phil doing whatever Phil's doing, Phil sounds like Phil's got a lot of game, to be honest with you. If you're nervous about what
Yeah.
he's doing, then that's a problem for you, right? Like you need to look at yourself and say, like,
Yeah.
why did I let this girl into my life? Why did I actually make it official with somebody? Because that has to be some sort of rational fear. And whatever that's based on, I don't know. Maybe it's based on what she did. Maybe it's based on something that's happened to you in the past. I have no idea. But my guess is you think that she's an attractive girl, and now she's out here with other dudes. You're 23. Maybe you got like a real job or something like that, like right, like you're out of school, and so now you can't be keeping tabs on her as much or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? I mean, honestly, like that's the thing. Like if you're spending 10 hours a day or whatever at a job, 8, 10, 12, whatever, how many hours a day at a job, and she's out there, doing whatever. I don't even know what kids do like in college, but like nothing really, right? Like if she's doing all that stuff, she's got other people that she's with. Like, yeah, I get it. Like that gets in your head, but that goes back to you, right? Like who do you trust? Do you trust this person?
Yeah.
And my question is, genuinely ask yourself, do you trust this person? And if you don't trust this person, that's probably not somebody you should be official with, right? I'm not saying that you have to trust them with like the nuclear codes today, but I'm saying if you don't even trust them with like, hey, can you pick up, some laundry for me or something, like then that's not somebody you should be with. But I mean, it's been a week. Like this whole thing reeks to me that he knows that this girl is not trustworthy or she's still sleeping with other dudes or something like that. And now it's official and it's public and he's afraid of being embarrassed. That's what this reads like. This reads like a man who is afraid of being embarrassed because now it's officially known that he is with this girl and she's going to make him look stupid and it's going to hurt his ego, right? That's how this reeks. That's what this reeks of. And maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know, but that's what this reeks of. But if you're gonna ask a question like this, stop calling it irrational, man. Stop calling it irrational because that doesn't make you enlightened to say, oh, look at me, I'm super self-aware. I know this is a rational fear. No, dude, the only reason you're asking for help is because you think it's a rational fear. That's the only time people ask for help is when they think it's a rational thing that they're going through. And they're saying, how can somebody help me? Right?
Yeah.
Because if you think it's irrational, you don't even know how to stop it. Right? You're just like, this will go away. I'm not, I'm not gonna stop this. Like that whole thing, that's how it works. I'm telling you, I don't care what anybody says, that's how that shit works. Nobody goes with an irrational fear and seeks help. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Nobody who's irrational about things seeks help. You're seeking help. It's a rational fear. There's a reason for it. You need to understand if it's because you don't trust her, which I guarantee that's the reason. And if you don't trust her, you need to figure out why. You need to figure out, is that a you thing? Is that a her thing? What's going on? And maybe that's not somebody you should be with. This kid, I mean,
I don't know what to add.
This kid is a moron. This is so stupid. He's not, I mean, whatever. Like I get it, I understand, whatever, but yeah, I hate him. He's trying to sound cool. He's trying to sound whatever. Dude, you're 23. You're going to make some mistakes. I make some mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes at 23. Maybe this isn't the girl for you. That happens. Just, maybe you got to move on. I don't really know. But this is it. Number one, if you're already like this after 1 week of being quote unquote official, be honest with you, I don't see this one having legs. That's just me. That's just me being honest. I don't see a lot of legs happening on this one.
I agree.
But that's just my opinion. I don't know. We'll find out what other people have to say. You can email us with your thoughts or other questions or whatever. Especially college confession questions. I love them. Send them our way. Please do. You can email it. What's the email?
The email is info.yourrelationshipsucks@gmail.com.
All right. So you can email us there. Leave comments on the video, whatever. Like I mentioned, we're gonna have the podcast. You can get up there. You can check out, the Your Relationship Sucks podcast, and you can find that wherever. Subscribe to that or whatever. You don't even have to listen. Just subscribe to it. I think that helps you anyway. So that'd be cool. So do that. Thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it. And we will see everybody next time.